Welcome back. Like, share, subscribe, all the good things, please. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, just go ahead and we'll bypass all of that. Well, either way, the prince of the black pill has quit. He's thrown in the towel, which sounds like the most black pill thing to do. Quit. Give up on everything. Give up on getting women. Give up on having, high hopes in life. Giving up, on having a great job, being highly desired by your peers. Give up on all things. So it makes sense that he quit. But it wasn't the kind of quitting or just giving up that you quite think of. I mean, honestly, he made a lot of points that made a lot of sense. And I get a lot of them. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people would resonate with them. But obviously, as always, I have thoughts. Now this video is not going to be very long. I just wanted to address some of the things that he was talking about. One of the reasons why this man quit was that, well, he ran out of good ideas, which isn't shocking. If you were to go and do a million different videos on the same stuff over and over and over, very, a la MTR, a la Fresh and Fit, a la Poor Man's Podcast, and a lot of different other podcasts and stuff that's out there. Okay. Well, either way, a lot, just like those channels, either way out there, feel free, to watch them if you'd like. But those channels, they do a lot of rinse and repeating, a lot of the regurgitating of a lot of the same talking points. It's no different than the feminist channels that are constantly bashing men. It's no different. It's really no different. It's like, how many videos can you make of the same content? And that's kind of what his big thing was. He didn't put out a million different videos. He just put a lot of time into certain videos that focused a lot on the same similar type of things. Now, one of the main things he did for his channel was give these face ratings, because in the whole black pill ideology, which is obviously not red pills, not blue pill, gray pill, whatever pill, which is these relationship love tactic pills, that is just a form of reality that we all need to adjust to. And well, quite frankly, his was the most hopeless. Black pill believes that there is no hope out there. Like, if you're ugly, and you will never get women. Like, you won't get any women. That's pretty much where their path has led them to at this point in time. Just give up. Go MGTOW. Men going their own way. Do not try to pursue women, because what's the point? Dating is pointless. Women are pointless. The only thing that should matter is trying your best to live your life in a sad conundrum called the pits of hell in your room. A lot of these people, they don't have good hygiene, probably. They don't have good work habits. They just sit around and do nothing but cope. They just sit around and complain and bitch and be sad all day about the fact that they can't get women and that their friends and peers don't desire them that much. A lot of them, I guess, don't have that many friends, which doesn't make a lot of sense in some cases. I think some of them do have friends, because to be black pill doesn't mean you don't have friends. It's just more or less dating. You don't get women. It just says if you're not rich and if you don't have a big ding-a-ling and you're not good looking, you're not going to get women. Like, no women will desire you, which makes no sense, because there's plenty of ugly bitches out there. And just saying, there's a lot of them that, I mean, look, we all can judge. Like, there's a reason why a rating scale exists, because guess what? Everybody has a place on that meter. Kevin Samuels didn't believe most people got above a 6, which is the adjustable 6. There are no 7s. And, well, to be an 8, 9, or 10, well, you're going to have to be pretty damn bad to be on that list. And pretty much everybody else fits somewhere in below it. I'd like to believe that I'm a highly adjustable 6 to 10. But that's just my own opinion. Feel free to give me a face rating, which is one of his big things that he made a lot of money off of on his channel. He would actually give people face ratings and consultations. I don't know how much he charged for them, but hell, if you need a face rating, come to Ran-DomU University. We teach a lot of different things here, and I'll add that to the curriculum. And I will make sure I give you a proper face rating. Send $5 to the Cash App, and I will give you a face rating. I won't ask you for a whole lot of money, but I will want $5. He's charging. Well, we gonna charge too. I'm not charging for courses because we don't really have actual real courses here. As you already know by now, this isn't a real school. It's not the University of Phoenix. Now, the thing that kills me about black pill is the fact that, well, quite frankly, it just leads you down a rabbit hole of saying that you should just, well, yourself. And I hate to say that, but that's kind of what the point of it is. It seems like, what's the point of living? Women don't ever want you. I was born with this face that I have. That's why you got people in Gen Z running around here face, maxing or looks maxing and mewing and doing all these stupid things with their jaw, where they're chewing gum 24/7 and chewing on like tree bark so they can strengthen up their jawline, so they can look more masculine, get that real Giga Chat hairline or that chin line, so every woman will desire them. They're over there spraying Miracle Grow all over their face so they can grow a beard hair properly so they can, look more masculine and manly. People trying to change their voice online so women will respect them, so they can command and demand respect in a room. Which is like, okay, all this sounds great, but are you ever really going to be in a position that you really need to have this form of masculinity? Like, are you always going to be leading men? Most of these people are going to be sitting around at some type of desk job where all they do is follow and take orders all day, which is okay. That is fine. Most people do that. Leadership is not for everyone, and quite frankly, it ain't that fun. I mean, it's not. So sometimes being a foot soldier is the best, and sometimes you make more money than the manager considering how much time you put in versus them. So it's not always a bad, way of living. So don't always look so downly upon it. But black pill is just a sad ideology to me, because I just don't understand. If there is no hope for anything, what is the point of going on? What is the point of tomorrow? If there's no point, like if you have no chance of making a family, I'm just going to sit around the candlelit fire by myself with no kids, no family. And once again, while you get old, there's nobody there to care about you. I'm telling you, you might not think about it now, but if you get to that point in time in your life, it is going to be some sad times and some sad years where you're just sitting around like, man, there ain't nobody around. Those years are going to drag out for a long time. And I don't think anybody's meant to go down that rabbit hole of sadness. Like, no matter, well, and there's some people who deserve to go down that rabbit hole because, quite frankly, they shit. They some shitty people. And if they're that bad, you know what, to hell with them. But I just don't get it. Now, another one of the aspects that he was talking about why he wasn't making the content anymore, because I guess it just wasn't fun. I mean, if it's not fun, stop doing it. Which I get 1,000%. Like, you have to start thinking, is the time invested versus the return on investment really worth it? Like, if you're putting in thousands of hours, it feels like, and you're not getting that much money back, there's no point in continuing. So like on this channel, I can only keep making free content for so long. Like, I love making videos, but I will only start, like, eventually you'll just start seeing me probably talk in front of the camera without a microphone if we're not progressing anywhere. Like, if I don't see subscribers go up anywhere, I'm probably going to stop putting as much effort into the videos, because dang, man, I mean, you do need something back for your time. And that's why some people act like, you should get some money back from Google AdSense, but if you don't get views, you just don't get money. Now, some people try to rip and scam other people out there by just asking for money for courses, for being an expert in something that doesn't even exist or they're not an expert in. So we're like, I'm a major, relationship specialist when I don't even have a relationship going on, like stuff like that. Or saying, I can teach your kid how to shoot the perfect jumper. All you got to do is take my consultation, $5,000 for 1 hour of work. And I can't shoot a basketball a lick. That's what a lot of people are selling out here on YouTube. And I know there's a huge stigma of people out there that are just ripping folks off. And there are a ton of people out there on YouTube ripping folks off. Because I'm curious, do you actually think every guy, well, this is speaking to only black pill people, do you really think every guy walking around here is just perfectly looking? Every guy that has a woman, don't you look at some dudes and they're sitting around thinking like, how did he get her? All these black pill dudes do is justify by saying, well, he must have like a 10-inch dick. Or, you know what? That guy must be mega rich. Whatever. Some of these people are just as broke as you, or they make the same salary as you, just as middle of the pack, or just as average. Some of these people, guess what? They might be a little bit more charismatic. You know what they are? They're a little bit more fun to be around. They're a little bit more hopeful. That's why people want to be around them. That's why they can attract women. You know why? Because they had the courage to go talk to them. Because they weren't scared. They weren't pussies. They went out there and took a shot. Guess what? Guess what? Most of them probably failed numerous times before they landed with that chick. It takes a lot of personal failure to go out there and finally achieve your dreams. If you want that bad woman, guess what? You're going to have to go talk to her. Sometimes you will be amazed that really beautiful women don't get hit on. Now, some get overly hit on, and some mid and average girls, just like Megan Hall from freaking Laverne Police Department, got hit on way too much to be that below average. But there are plenty of beautiful women out there that most guys just will not pursue. You know why? Because sometimes they do exceed that like hot and crazy barrier where, that ratio is a little bit off. And it's like, you know what? She might be bad, but she might not be worth the return on investments. Just saying. It's one of those, like, you do have to weigh those pros and cons. You do have to level out that crazy versus how beautiful she is, because there is going to be a level of it to it. Whether women want to believe it or not, most of them who are that high are a tad bit narcissistic, which is okay. That is okay. I get it. 100%. Guys are the same same way. If you're really good looking, I get it. You're probably going to be a tad bit narcissistic, especially when you can get whatever you want out there in the sexual marketplace. If you can go out there and acquire and achieve the things that you want and desire, just anytime you go pretty much and ask, or at least you attempt to, because you're charismatic, you're charming, you got a natural six pack, big pecs, funny. Now, you don't get all of those in the package like you do with me, but just saying, sometimes, you do. Sometimes you just find a couple out there that are, well, an anomaly. Some of them are just out there they got it together. Some of them are as humble as they possibly get, humbler than humble pie. And you know what? Those people are very rare and hard to find. Very rare and hard to find. Those aren't people that's just walking around every day that you see at Walmart, Target, or Publix. They're just not. You don't see them at the grocery store. You don't see them at the gas station. You don't see them out at the club. You don't see them at the hotel. You don't see these individuals. And if you do, you don't know who they are. You don't have a clue. So anytime you got dudes out there justifying, well, that's why that woman's with him. He's probably just strapped, man. Just look at him. Like, dude, what are you looking at? Now I'm just starting to think you're a little sus. Just thinking you might be a tad bit weird. Because why you fixating on his ding-a-ling so much, huh? Maybe it's just the fact that he's a cool guy. He might just be cool. And you're not. You're lame. Or the fact that every time that you talk to women, you have negative energy. And what is negative energy? Negative energy is when you're constantly either downing yourself, which is okay. Self-deprecation humor is a good thing. Constantly self-deprecating is not. It's just there's got to be a fine balance between being confident, believing in the stuff that you can do, and being like, oh yeah, I'm a really good athlete. I've achieved stuff in school, graduated highly, somewhat educated. But you know what? You might make a little joke about how you look sometimes, or you know what? Maybe you had a downward spiral where things didn't go quite well in life. That's what happens to individuals, at least in my opinion. Just in my opinion, there's a balancing act when it comes to talking to women. Well, you learn to talk to women just like they're another bro. Now, don't treat them completely like a bro, but talk to them and approach them like they're not another species. That might help you. Like if you don't act like they got 7 heads, or they're like replicating dogs that are like octomom, or they're quintuplets, or they got, Siamese twins, then you'll be okay. Just talk to them like they're the person next door. Like they're the neighbor that you grew up next to your entire life. Because we didn't all just grow up around sausage our whole lives. There were women in the neighborhood if you were in a neighborhood. Even if you were out there in the country, you went to school and saw somebody of the opposite sex that you talked to. You saw somebody. Now, if you are, gay or whatever, it works the same way, just in a little different way, I'm assuming nuance-wise. Just have some confidence in yourself. Everybody does something pretty well. If you don't believe you do anything well at all, jump off a bridge. Because if you don't do anything well, then what's the point? And give up. But that's black pill. Most people in black pill don't believe they suck at everything. If you're great at video games, tap into that. There's money in video games now. Stream. You might not make a whole lot of money, but hey, you can make some money. Better than nothing. Now, Waffles had another point that I'm trying to think of, but I can't quite think of what it is. And I really don't want to go back and watch the video again because I'm like, well, just a waste of time. He's quitting. There are no more videos and it's about the same stuff. But the whole point of going back to where it's like you're having a lack of interest or you don't have any more original content. I mean, hey, once you hit that wall, like that's like eternal writer's block, you should quit. You should throw in a towel because there's not going to be any passion in what you do. And if there's no longer any passion, people are going to notice that and they're going to stop watching. They're going to stop tuning in. It's so like watching John Travolta continuously put out bad movies. Like, dude, just please stop, man. You're putting out some of the most embarrassing movies. You're out here doing movies, I think, with Quavo and people like that. Like, dudes, I've never acted. Maybe it was Kendrick Lamar, actually. Either way, I can't remember. You're just doing movies to be doing movies. At this point in time, I don't even know if there's passion in it anymore. And you just seem like you're going out sad. Nobody wants to witness going out sad to people that they actually cared about at one point in time. Now, this guy had over like 150,000 subscribers. So somebody cared about his channel to at least subscribe to it, and there was a lot of them. So don't go outside. So like I don't even want to go outside for the 1.5 thousand that we almost have here at Random University. I want to make sure I'm continuously trying to put out good content. And when the passion is gone, you will see no more lesson plans. Like no more. It'll be over. And I mean, rightfully so. I should put this channel out of its misery if, quite frankly, I'm not going to try. And I think everybody gets that. Now, another point might be because maybe, you know, the FBI or whoever was knocking on his door. He may be saying that he was a male supremacist, but that wouldn't really make a lot of sense because he didn't say men were superior. They were just saying that there was no hope for men because women are dominatrix, all of them, and they're all blood-sucking succubuses who want to just take your soul, all your money, and just milk you for all your resources. And that's what Black Pill is. And that's why I don't think he's on that list, but who knows? Maybe he got a letter in the mail that said, hey, homie, cease operation or we're going to blow it up. Or we're going to put you in handcuffs, that would be the stupidest thing ever. It just wouldn't make any sense. But, you know, there's plenty of other people out there. Watch out for those red pillars. Some of them apparently are scared. Running around with their tail tucked between their legs, not knowing what to do. Running around here making videos like MTR, which I got to still finish that video. Because apparently he's out there ranting about how the FBI's after him now. The feds are after me. You know, I mean, hey, it happens. It happens. I guess, you know, they can only accept some certain rhetorics for so long. Now, I will say, if they're going to do that to the people who are male supremacists, please do that to the female supremacists. These women out here saying that men ain't shit, no men should exist, black babies should be, you know, aborted, all that stuff like that. Please stop those channels as well. Be fair. Be fair. I'm trying to be, I am 100% about being accountable for everybody and being fair on this platform. So please, if you're going to do it to one side, do it to the other. Like, you can't sit here, like, if you got a female version of Fresh and Fit, they need to be banned too. Because that means they suck equally as hard. And anybody who sucks that hard, they should be ethered from the internet. And that's what they should do. I don't think any of them should exist. It's worthless to have all these negative platforms out there that aren't preaching anything that's positive. It's just sending people down a rabbit hole of sadness. It's like people who are living in conspiracy theories their whole life. Most of them, they're living in conspiracies mostly because they're so sad about their lives that they can't do any better and they just want to make excuses and make sense of it. Like, make sense of it. Jesus. But I think some of y'all understand what I'm getting at. I think some of y'all know about those conspiracy theories. They always talking about stuff like, man, you know, the only reason they made it is because, well, quite frankly, they didn't sold their soul. If everybody sold their soul that's rich, then what is the point of us watching them all? I don't want to watch a whole bunch of soulless individuals out there on television. Somebody out there was legitimate. You know, people knew these individuals before they got famous. Like, there was a person that was kicking the ball in the neighborhood, playing foursquare or basketball with their neighbors, and then all of a sudden they were rich and famous one day. I guess that means when did they sell their soul? At what point in time did they sign that blood contract? At what point in time did they sell off their little brother or sister to make sure that they got rich and famous? Which of their parents did they sacrifice? Who was killed? Because I just want to know what happened to make them up to that point. That's all I really want to know. I'm curious as to what's going on there. But I'm starting to ramble and rant, going way too long. I just wanted this video to be a little quick one about, you know, the end of Black Pill's, you know, prints out there for everybody to love. And quite frankly, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. If you, well, just tell me what you think in the comments. Once again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Still trying to get above 1.5 up to 2K and to 10K. That's what my goal is by the end of the year, which is not going to happen. It'd be great if it did, but please, we're all in this together.